So I'm going to give you the top 10 places where rent is $1,000 or less, and I'm going to show you how you can invest and level your way up. All right, this list is from the New York Times and is the top 100 metros, one of which is my hometown. So don't be hating on my list, all right? Let's start. The first one is Wichita, Kansas. 54% of their available apartments are $1,000. Then you've got McAllen, Texas. Never been there, don't know where it is. Next is Little Rock, Arkansas. Been there plenty of times. And then you've got Toledo, Ohio. 46% of apartments are at that $1,000 mark. Then you've got the Oklahoma City Thunder. Well, the city, which is where the Thunder are, which is a good spot. You can get a lot of NBA games there. Then you've got Tulsa, Oklahoma, right down the street, which is where I am from, at 41%. Then you've got El Paso. El Paso is closer to LA than it is to Dallas, in case you didn't know. Wild stat. Next, you've got Akron, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, and then last, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm in Raleigh. I've never been to Winston-Salem. That is wild to me. How can you use that to level up? The more money that is going to rent or even to your mortgage, that's the less money that you can use to invest for yourself. So if you can lower those costs, that gives you more money to invest, pay off debt, and do all the things that you want to do. Generally, we go by the 50-30-20 rule, where half, that 50%, goes to all of your expenses. Well, if rent is your largest expense and it's only $1,000, that gives you way more money to play with. $75,000 salary, let's call it 50 after taxes. You take out $12,000 for rent, that leaves you with about 38. And let's say you maxed out your IRA. So let's take off 7 from the top. That leaves you with $31,000 after taxes. You divide that by 12, that gives you roughly $2,500 per month. This is after rent, after you've already maxed out your IRA. Now, I don't know if you have a car note or student loans and all that type of stuff. These are all personal things that you would have to tailor. But $2,500 a month can go relatively far in some of these areas. But obviously, if you have kids or you're 2 people on 1 salary, things like that, you would have to adjust these. If you have some of those other expenses, perhaps you can bring down the $7,000 for the IRA and bring it down to 5. You would still be putting up $5,000 every single year, which would be really good. I know the IRA limits just went up to $7,500, but if you just put in $7,000 and the market grew at the average of 7%, over 5 years, you would have almost $47,000 invested. That's at $7,000. Now, if you needed more money to spend every month and you brought that down to 5, we're talking about $35,000 invested. And don't forget, some of these places, like my hometown, have programs that will pay you to move there. So there's extra money as well.